guys, I am back with one of my really old throwback kinds of videos where I used to just clean up stuff and kind of reorganize it on camera, and I thought, I want to do this anyway, why not film it? And today I'm attacking the mess you see behind me, our pantry. Ever since Charlotte was born, our pantry has just nosedived into chaos, and it's just overwhelmed with food. I haven't done a good purge of it in a while. I think, at least for me, it helps to go through it like seasonally, like once every 3 or 4 months, and toss any expired items or donate things that we bought on a whim and are never going to use, to like a local food pantry, and kind of tidy up. And I haven't done that in a really long time. So I wanted to do that today. And I kind of maybe want to move the shelves around a little bit because now I've got baby food things, and I want to like think about her, you know, being able to reach the bottom couple of shelves not too long from now. She's going to be very mobile. So those are kind of the things that I am looking to do today, and I thought I would share it with you. So I'm going to kind of show you the real before here, because this is like unedited, crazy, crammed full of stuff. I'll give you a little before tour. I'll show you how I'm setting up, how I'm preparing for success. I'm trying to do this within a baby nap, which can be as short as 30 minutes, so hopefully it won't take me longer than that. And then I will show you the finished product when I'm all done. So let's take a look inside. Well, here it is in all its messy glory. Yep, this is a reality check right here. So if you've watched any of my last pantry organization video, which was a really long time ago, the bones of the structure, you know, the whatever you want to call it, the closet hasn't changed. I used to have some mix masters in there, like KitchenAid standing mixers. Those are gone. We just have one out on the counter that lives out on the counter all the time now, so that opened up some space for storage. But that's like too wide of a shelf now. I don't need it to be that wide. There's just stuff crammed unnecessarily and out of order, and it's chaos. So there's your honest look. I still love this door thing, but it could use a little tidying up as well. And also it needs to be moved over. I really should secure it to the door at the top, but I just haven't gotten around to doing that because it tends to kind of slide over and get in the way of the door handle, which makes it kind of hard to open the door. But my goals for today are A, to do a good purge, B, tidy, and C, make a little tweak maybe with the shelves and things if necessary. So to prepare for that, I have put a couple of things next to the pantry here to help me. I have a couple more of these bins because I'm thinking I want to put our baking goods in there, because I'm not sure I really want flour on the floor where, a crawling child could maybe get into the flour bag. That just seems unnecessarily dumb. But I don't know, maybe it'll stay there. We'll see. I have a brown paper bag in case of finding any items that I can donate to food pantry that we're not going to use, and then trash for anything expired or, not good anymore, not good enough to donate. And that is my plan. So I'm going to try to do this pretty quickly, and then I'll check back in with you and let you guys know how it turned out. Okay, well, that took a little longer than expected. It took about 45 minutes, but I went through everything. I think I'm probably going to label the bins. I just don't know when my daughter's going to wake up, and I just wanted to make sure I could film the rest of this video for you. So here's an overview, an after. Look at the after. I didn't change the organization at all, except for that shelf right there. I lowered just a little bit. But I'm going to go through each part with you. I'll pull down bins where I can. And yeah, so basically I just went through with the purpose of purging first. And it had been longer than I had thought since I purged, because there was a lot of expired items. I filled up 2 garbage bags, which is not so good. So that's why I recommend, at least personally for me, doing this more often, to keep on top of things, make sure I'm using things, and not let food waste like that. That's really wasteful. I totally admit that, and I agree. So I need to make a point of staying more on top of the pantry. I filled up a bag of things to donate, a lot of canned goods at the bottom, and then some dry goods, some extra breast milk bags and baby things I'm not using. All good food-related items I can donate. And then I have a couple bins of things that need to be relocated. These pasta makers, my husband went through a phase where he's really into making pasta and he hasn't done that in a long time, so I'm just gonna find another place for them since we don't use them that often. A couple of ice cube trays and a baking thing that just didn't belong in there. And I did go through and wipe down each shelf as I went through. So everything's completely cleaned as well. So I'm going to start with the door here. I didn't change. I still need to move the thing back over, but that takes a little more time and I need to get some tools out to do that. But basically I've just got honeys, agave at the top. I've got some onion tip mix, some sweet jarred things. This is just sort of random. I don't really like these that much, but I'm going to finish them up and then this will be an empty shelf. I might get another deep basket because those seem to be more useful for snacks and things. But then I've got oatmeal and granola and then my snack stuff at the bottom. Now that's subject to change as Charlotte gets older. I might want to put different things at the bottom there that are a little bit more baby friendly and not like nuts and choking hazards, but for now it's okay. So there's that. Then at the bottom here I kept that rolling bin the same. I have my disposable to-go Tupperware things. Those are the things I use at parties to send people home with food items. I always wash and reuse them, but I like having, and we actually use glass Tupperware at home for leftovers, but I like having these for parties to give to people so they don't feel like they have to give them back. And that's a really good baby play bin as well, because it's like lids and things and, you know, all that jazz. And then down here I moved our extra paper towels. We used to keep them at the very tippy top shelf in here, and it was just so hard to get them in a pinch. You have to get the ladder out, or Don would try jumping and I'd always be afraid he was going to crack his head into the molding of the door. So it's just so much more convenient to have them down there, and again, baby friendly. We do have some big jugs of things down there, cooking oil, vinegar, those sorts of things. I'm not sure if those will stay there as Charlotte's more mobile. We'll have to see. Maybe those have to go on top of a fridge or something. And then my cookie press is in a box in the corner there. That might not live there forever either. For now, it's working. I left our his and hers aprons on the hook as they were, and I just moved the fly swatter behind them. Before I had the fly swatter hanging down there pretty low, and I don't want her sticking that like in her mouth or anything, so there it is. Bottom shelf I left where it was, but I've now expanded. This is the baby shelf, so it's all baby food items. I was sent most of this actually by Happy Baby late last year, and luckily it's still good and it's just great. I've been using it for her. I like making her food, but we have all this on hand, so I'm also using it as well. And then I've got her cereals and her puffs and her yogurt melts and things. And then these are just supplies. So breast milk storage bags, you know, baby freezing containers, some cups that she's going to grow into, some bibs and things, some bottles she doesn't take. But just all my baby gear stuff is down there, easy to reach. Like I said, I moved this shelf down a little bit. It used to be much tighter of a shelf, and this is still baking stuff, but as you can see, I picked all the baking stuff out of that bin, cleaned it out completely. There's a lot of really expired, very old, like specialty flours and things when Don, like I said, was into his pasta making days. All that stuff is way gone bad, so it was good to kind of purge through that. So I have one bin now just of baking supplies, and this is just a mishmash of things. You know, we got vanilla extract, oatmeal, meringue powder, baking soda, baking powder, dry active yeast, cocoa powder, and then you know, mini M&Ms and chocolate chips for cookies. So that's all in one place, which is nice. And then this is all sugars, so all different kinds of sugars: granulated, brown, light, dark brown, super fine. And then over here is flour and baking mixes. So any box mixes I have, and big thing of flour. And I just like that it's all up a little bit higher now, up off the floor and separated into bins, which makes it so easy. Middle shelf stays the same as sort of these two shelves are our most access shelves. And I just switched around the bins a bit, so these are all slightly bigger bins. I used to have some of these really narrow bins in there, but I've switched out. One box just for sweets. I like using bins in my pantry. All of these items just kind of flop around otherwise, and just the way that our pantry is being this more shallow reach-in kind of closet, it just works out better. for me. And I bought these bins so long ago from the Container Store. I don't believe they have them anymore. I have like a nice stash of them because I've used them over the years for different projects, and I just save them when I change things out. But it's nice to have a stash to kind of switch in and out. So anything kind of sweet goes in there. This is all dried fruit and nut mixes, open chips and crackers, not much in there right now, pancake mixes, and then cereals on the side there, and they just tuck in real nicely in the side, and I think I will label those when I have a chance. Our canned goods still live on this shelf. I didn't change the organization of this at all because it still works. It was just overrun with expired products. So I have this little wooden Lazy Susan I got at the Container Store. I will link my previous pantry organization video where I actually put this organization system in. If you guys want to see what products I use, I'm pretty sure they still sell these things. So this is all kind of sauces, vinegars, things like that. Extra condiments on the side, and usually I'll have an extra olive oil and an extra canola spray, but we need to replace that. Obviously I need to buy backups of those. And then you can see I did a huge purge of our canned goods because a lot of them just were not good. We use mostly fresh food for our cooking. We don't use a lot of canned goods except for specialty dishes and recipes, mostly around the holidays. So a lot of that stuff had expired. A couple of soups, some mustard. Always like to have stuff to make tomato sauce on hand. So diced and canned tomatoes, crushed tomatoes, diced tomatoes. And then at the corner here, I've got an applesauce and extra honey. I go through a lot of honey. That's my favorite honey. And then that's the same as I had before. It's just a little container that I stick some extra chopsticks and soy sauce in, so if we ever run out of soy sauce, which just happens sometimes, and we need it for something, we can just use the little packets. So there's that. Now the next shelf up are dry goods, and I'm gonna pull those bins down so you can see. I didn't change what's in them. I just added our first aid bin up there. I don't know if that's gonna stay there. It's a little bit tight. I might find another place for it, but I'll pull all those down and show you. Okay, so these are the bins that were up on that shelf. We've got pasta items, including mac and cheese and rice, gluten-free pasta, regular pasta, crackers, and other dry goods like quinoa and lentils in this one. And then this one has our extra snacks, so chips, cookies, that sort of bit. And then this is my little first aid bin that has instant cold packs. We have a cold packs up the wazoo in the freezer, but you never know, in a pinch, a little first aid kit. Everybody should have one of those, I think, in their kitchen. And that is what is on that shelf. And the organization hasn't changed, I just cleaned it out. I apologize, it's really dark, but the top two shelves, I'm just going to talk you through. I'm not going to pull those things down. I have lunch bags and like taking out food containers, if you're like packing a lunch bag, in a bin up there. A bin for our s'more supplies. Our popcorn machine is in another bin. And then those are backup food storage things. I have extra kitchen trash bags up there, and then I don't know if you guys remember on the bottom shelf I had these two big square boxes that had cake supplies and cookie supplies. Those are for specialty things like if I'm gonna make a special cake, all my cupcake liners, all my sprinkles, all my icing bags and cookie cutters. I don't use those things all that often. So having them up there makes more sense than having the paper towels up there because I don't need to access them that often. They're nice and contained in that box, so they'll stay dust free. It's easy to pull down if I need to do it, just get up on a step ladder. And that is the whole pantry. I think it really just was more elbow grease than organization because my previous organization is still working for us. I think we could possibly get another shelf in if we wanted to, but for our needs right now, this is working just fine. And there you have it, all cleaned out in less than an hour. It feels really good. Now I need to make a deal with myself to stay on top of this seasonally. I just need maybe at the turn of each season, like when summer turns to fall and fall turns to winter, I need to just take an hour and go through. It'd probably take less time than that if I stay on top of it. So I'm making sure that we're not wasting food, we're staying on top of things, we're rotating through food items, and just making sure the organization is still working for us and tidying. I just think it's important to keep your pantry tidy. And just if you're in there enough, you won't waste things. So I hope this was helpful. I know it wasn't like a real organizational video. It was more just me sharing something I'm doing in my home in the hopes that maybe it motivates you to take some time to do something that will make a difference in your in your daily life. And this will definitely make a difference in ours because it'll just streamline getting in and out of the pantry. But feels good to have that done. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you're all well. Take care. Bye.